Hey everybody, it's Angelique with All Things Ange. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button and I hope you stick around. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for your support. Okay, y'all, I was just coming on here to jump in real quick and do a quick, short story time. So, I'm sure if you look closely, you will notice that one of my eyes is completely red. Gotta tell you about this. So last month I got a sty in this eye. It was bad. But then this month I got one in this eye. So last month I got one in this eye. Wasn't as big as the one in this eye, but it was still irritating nonetheless. Went to the doctor, got some medication for it. They put me on like some erythromycin and some antihistamine eye drops because they said it probably came from allergies that started it, and there you have it. So got that one cleared up. Then this month, get one on this eye. Only the one on this eye, I call it a creature. It was so huge, y'all. It was big. I couldn't see. So before I went to the doctor, I tried the same regimen that I did on this eye, because I already had medication left over from this eye. Only problem was it was not working at all with this left eye. So ended up going to the emergency room for it because it was just so irritating. I couldn't see, nothing was working. It was just miserable. Come to find out with styes, which is what I'm told is the oil that's in your tear ducts. They get clogged up and they create those. So, and usually you could take medication for it, put warm compresses on it. It will come out. It will release itself. But on some occasions, it just won't do it and it has to be surgically removed. Of course, my story, mine had to be surgically removed. So I had it surgically removed on Wednesday. I wasn't prepared to have it removed. I thought I was just going in for the consultation. I had it done at the eye center, the oculoplasty. So they were able to get me in last minute. While I was there, they was like, okay, you can get this done right now if you want to. I was like, are you sure? Because I drove myself here. Will I be able to drive home? It was like, oh yeah, this is no big deal. The worst of this is getting the injection in the eye. Yep, you heard me. An injection in my eye. So I was really nervous about having a needle in any part of my eye. So the injection was actually going down here in the pouch, which is this lower part right here. Very tender, very sensitive, thinnest skin on your body. But I was in so much of pain, I was like, the pain cannot be as bad as what I'm going through. Plus, I couldn't see people. I couldn't work. I just couldn't see. So I said, okay, well, while I'm here, I'll get it done since you guys said I'll be able to drive home. They said, yeah, first, the hardest part will be the injection because it's not the injection itself, but there's a burning that goes on for like 10 seconds. If you could get through that, everything else is easy. Okay, fine. Went in. Pam, who is the nurse up there whom I know, came in, and she happened to be the nurse that assisted me, which was great because it was a familiar face, and you know, I was able to hold her hand and went through the injection, whole thing, the whole bit, and yeah, it burned like heck for the first 10 seconds. In my head, I actually counted from 10 to 0. It was literally 10 seconds. She was spot on with that. They did the removal of the sty, which is pretty much just kind of making an incision so that the oils and all that was built up in there could drain out, and also remove the granulated tissue that had actually formed from the sty. Everything was okay from that point. I was a little nervous still after. I was shaking. I had to sit in the office for like 30 minutes just to collect myself and get myself together, because the whole thought of just going through that process was a lot for me. And in all honesty, if I had to do it all over again, Lord knows I'd never want to have to do it again. But I would have waited for Dak to be there with me, because it definitely was something that I needed someone to be there with me, and also to drive me home, because I realized on the way going home, my eye was starting to wake up from the anesthesia, at which point it started feeling like I had pebbles in my eyes, or some sort of sand or grit. Now, mind you, I had LASIK surgery back in 2000, I want to say 15, and I have what is called monovision. If you know anything about LASIK surgery, there's different types of LASIK surgery you can have depending on the condition of your eyes when you go into it. My eyes were pretty messed up. I had astigmatisms in both eyes. I was nearsighted in one eye, farsighted in the other eye, just really jacked up eyes. So they did monovision on me, which gave me one eye for close up and one eye for far out. So my right eye is for seeing things that is far out. My left eye is for seeing things that are close up. Together, they are a perfect combination. I have 20/20 vision, but Lordy, when one of them fail, oh my God, when I tell you I have been living like a vampire. I couldn't take any light, no sort of light. I had to turn off all my devices because, of course, everybody was calling. They were concerned, and I got that. They wanted to know that I was okay. But really, the light from the phone, the sound of the ring, everything was just annoying to me because everything was so bright. It took me an hour and a half to get home because of traffic, and I prayed all the way home. I was on the phone with my daughter and my sister because I needed somebody on the phone with me. My eye kept twitching. It almost felt like if you had hair in your eye, or again, like you had sand grains, like sand or dirt had flew in your eye. So imagine this is my nearsighted eye. So I'm only working with my farsighted eye. So my vision is already compromised. And now it's even more compromised because I'm only working with half of my vision. So yeah, I took my time, prayed all the way home, got home. I had to stop at Walmart to get some Tylenol because I couldn't take ibuprofen, and ibuprofen is what I had at the house for discomfort. But because ibuprofen is a blood thinner, they did not want me to use that because they said that I will be bleeding a little bit for the next few days. So not to take anything that would thin the blood out. So they only wanted me to do Tylenol. So I had to stop at Walmart, which is around the corner from where I live at, to get some Tylenol. So yeah, it was a miserable ride home. It was the worst ride ever. I honestly was scared I was going to get into a wreck, but I was like already committed to the drive, and you know, yeah, it probably wasn't the smartest or the wisest thing to do, but in my mind, I was in so much pain, and I knew as the anesthesia wore off, it was only going to get worse. So my whole thought process was to get home as quickly and safely as I can so that I can try and nurture this eye. So lo and behold, I'm doing all that I can do for this eye, but the pain is just getting excruciatingly painful. So I end up calling Dak to tell him, I need you to come home from work. I cannot take it. At this point, I'm doing an ugly cry. I'm barely able to talk. Mucus coming all out my nose. I can't get a sentence in without gasping. The pain was just, I'd rather go through labor than to go through this again. And I'm not joking. I do not wish this on my worst enemy. So he comes home. On our way to the emergency room, we literally got like an hour, not an hour, I'm sorry. We literally got about half a block, if that far, from the emergency room when the doctor on call, the eye doctor on call, finally called us back. And he's like, oh, you know, I have to see a lot of patients. You just had eye surgery. Everything that you're feeling is normal. You could come sit in here, but you'll probably be in here for a very long time. Just for me to tell you that, you know, this is all normal and just send you home. So with that being said, I just told him, because he was like, baby, whatever you want to do, we can do it. I don't care what he says. If you want to go in, if you feel like we need to go in, let's go in. We'll sit. I was like, I can't put you through that torture again, because the Saturday that we sat in there, we literally was in the emergency room from 11 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. We spent our entire Saturday in the emergency room. And I was like, I can't go through that again with you. And it was the same situation. He left work, came to take care of me, and I just could not do that to him again, especially if the outcome was going to be as the doctor said. So we went back home. I was still bothering me really bad. I'm just like, okay, so I guess this is just something I have to go through. I prayed all night. I couldn't really sleep, sleeping on and off. I'm literally looking in the house trying to see what I can see, which was extremely hard, of what medications I had left over from something. I'm not a huge pain medication person. So usually when I get prescribed like Norco or anything like that, even though I get it filled, I don't typically take it. So it's usually just sitting there. So I knew I had something. I'm like, I have something, some Flexeril or something to make me go to sleep, because I just wanted to not feel the pain. And I managed to take a picture of the Flexeril bottle, blow it up with my phone, excruciatingly looking at it through the bright light to see that it was actually the cyclobenzaprine, I think I'm saying that right, which is Flexeril, to make sure that was it, to take it, to try to force myself to go to sleep so that I won't have to feel this pain. On top of that, I had already made calls into the doctor that actually did my procedure to get some sort of feedback, because I just was feeling like this was way too much to go through for something that was supposed to be, as described to me, a cakewalk, which was nothing like a cakewalk. I promise you that. So when she finally called me back, which was Friday, I suffered from Wednesday to Friday. She finally called me back because she said she didn't get the message until then. She had a lot of surgeries going on and she didn't get it until then. But she was like, none of what I was saying was, as the doctor on call said, normal. It was anything but normal. So she was like, I need you back in the clinic. I need you back today because something's not right. You should not be going through this. Because I explained to her the entire process of pain that I had been dealing with since Wednesday, and what the on-call doctor said when I wanted to go into the emergency room. She was like, no, I don't know why they would have told you that, but no, that is not normal. So again, called back up, was like, hey baby, they want to see me at the clinic. The doctor that did the surgery is saying that this is not normal. Something is wrong. She needs to take a look at me, make sure I don't have any inflammation behind the eye, make sure that I didn't develop an infection, because none of this is normal, or that I'm not having a reaction to the procedure or to the medications. So he gets there, we get back to the clinic. At this point in time, the clinic is closed, which I knew it was going to be closed because she told me it was going to be closed, but that she was waiting on me and she was not going to leave until I got there. So it took us maybe about 45 minutes to get there because of traffic. We get there, she looks at my eye, she's like, no, none of this is normal. You should not be going through this. I'm truly sorry. I feel so bad for you. I feel bad that I'm just getting your message. This has been a horrible experience for you. I just truly apologize. She's like, let me see what's going on. So she examines my eye, she looks at it. Guess what, y'all? Come to find out, I have a scratched cornea. Yeah, I've never had a scratched cornea in my life. And if you have ever had one, you know anyone that ever had one, it is the most painful thing in the entire world. It is horrible. Like you literally want to pluck your eye out the socket. It hurts that bad. Like seriously, I wanted to hit my own self upside the head with something to knock myself out. It was horrible. So she put what's called a Band-Aid contact in my eye, which is just like a contact, but it covers the scratch and it allows it to heal while you take a drop of antibiotics. On top of that, the medication that they were giving me for the initial surgery was working against the scratch, creating more issues. Like I am so done with that on-call doctor. I am going to find out who he is. And I am really going to file a complaint, because you should never discourage someone from coming to the ER when you have not seen them and you don't really know what they're going through. And to tell me that this is normal and to find out that it's not normal. So I've suffered from Wednesday to Friday because you didn't want to add another patient to your roster. So I'm very upset about that. I do think the doctors that took care of me were great. My team of doctors that actually did the procedure was great. Working in this environment, I do understand that there is a chance in any surgery that something can happen. So I'm not like ignorant to that, and I do understand it, and I have patience for that. But I don't have patience for someone telling me, that I shouldn't come in because he has a lot of patients to see. I don't feel comfortable with that at all. So yeah, that is my story. But now that the situation has been addressed, my eye is healing up perfectly fine. As you can see, I can actually do this video. I can see. It took me about 24 hours after having the Band-Aid put in, and the medication drop started, for me to actually be able to see again, because before then I literally was living like a vampire. I had all the curtains drawn in, I had the covers over my head, I turned off all my devices because I just did not want to be bothered. Yeah, it was the worst feeling ever. But thank goodness to my wonderful team of doctors, that I really, really, really do appreciate and have much respect for, that they did go out their way to make sure that my issue was addressed. So thank you guys for that. I really, really appreciate you guys. Hopefully I don't ever have to have this again, but if I do, I want the same team of doctors. So I just wanted to jump on and share this little story time with you guys. But anyway, here's my eye. I'll give you up close. Yeah, it's really, really red. But I'm hopeful that it is going to get back to normal. It was all swollen and puffy. It's still slightly purple under from the procedure, which is to be expected. I still have some bruising around here. But I am hopeful that I'll be able to be at 100% very, very soon, and I'm truly, truly grateful for that. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and again, I hope you never, ever have to go through this. But if you do have to go through it, I hope you have a team of doctors like I had that's willing to go out their way to ensure that your needs are met. Anyway, again, hit the like button if you like this video. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And definitely share me with your friends and family. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.